did too, guys.
Yes. Did you miss us?
Oh.
We missed you.
Oh my
I
God.
so miss everybody. I swear to you. I'm so happy to be back.
I miss being at the table. Like, I was like, oh.
Yeah. So, I mean, hopefully we got new viewers. So we have to introduce ourselves.
Reintroduce ourselves.
Okay.
Well,
So we're gonna start from that end.
Yes.
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 throw me on the spot. Well, I am Tiffany.
I'm Londi.
And I am Tanya.
And I am Sashana.
Yes.
And we are good old tea
Tea
time.
time.
Yes.
So hopefully, I mean, for our new viewers, hopefully you've taken the time to go back and watch the old episodes.
I hope so.
You're
Yeah.
kind of like used to the shenanigans. Same old.
Same old,
New
same old.
season.
Right. New season. New set. We try to make things a little colorful for you guys. Little homies.
Same old shenanigans.
Like you're in our, living room, So we hope that, you guys like it. Yeah.
So it's been a whole month, guys. What's everybody been
It's been a month.
doing?
Whole month.
A whole
And it
month.
went by so fast.
It did.
It did not seem like a month to me. I felt the whole month. I did.
I feel like the first Thursday, I was like, oh, so no tea time?
Right. And everybody
Yeah.
was looking at me like, what you want? Why you home?
Yes. Yeah, everybody's like, is it off? Did it go off? Like, no, we'll be back. We'll be back.
Just a little break.
Just a break, just a break. And why did we take a break? So Tiffany, why did we take a break?
Why?
Well, I mean, I would be like, my belly's gone. I mean, technically it is gone. But I had the baby.
Yay! Prince T'Challa.
Yes. He's here.
He's
so
so
cute.
cute. He's so young. And
Oh my
chewy.
God, she had the baby, guys. He's so
Yes.
so cute.
Oh, so I had the baby. I started saying we had the baby, but I love you, Terrell, but I did most of the work. I had the baby, guys, on the 24th of July. It was like 3 days past my due date. Y'all know I was ready to just get it in. Everybody knows I was so ready to have this baby. And then so I just was like, all right, went ahead, did it. By accident, I went to the hospital to check on him and I got induced. And I don't know, he came. He's a beautiful baby. Very good.
Yes, so
He sleeps very well. Like I can say he's beautiful, like he's mine, so whatever.
He is beautiful.
Very beautiful baby.
It's not just a mama thing.
No, let me cut in real quick. Sorry, guys. So we have a special guest today. He's going to be joining us for Tea Talk, and we're going to do an interview with him later. We have Irving. Hello.
Hey.
Give it up, Irving.
Hey,
So we're having a little Tea Talk, so feel free to join in and ask different topics we're going to be talking about for now. So yes, Tiffany had the baby. His name is Tristan.
Tristan.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's not just a mom thing. He really is a cute kid.
Yes.
But it was cool. You know what? I feel like I went through the real emotional side of pregnancy. A lot of people have different feelings. I don't know. I felt like the entire pregnancy, I felt the ugliest I could have been. Like I felt so ugly. I felt not myself.
Yes.
I was just like, I did not feel anything. I think Terrell has so many text messages over the last maybe 2 or 3 months when he would get off work and I would just be like, oh my God, I'm fat, I'm ugly, I hate this.
She's ridiculous.
Because I really just felt like, I don't know, I've never felt that much unlike myself. I've been bigger before, but I've never been that big. I only gained about 20 pounds in, but that 20 pounds felt like 20 pounds.
You felt that way, but everybody didn't feel that way.
No,
People think that pregnant women are beautiful.
Right, everybody would be like, you're glowing, and I'd be
Yeah.
like, you're lying, I'm not glowing, I'm fat. I felt like.
So, Irvin, do guys feel like girls, but you're never going to tell nobody an ugly girl's pregnant. But guys think pregnant women are glowing,
A
right?
lot of the guys I've encountered find pregnant women attractive, and a lot of the fathers definitely found their wives and baby moms attractive. So
I felt Terrell be like, you're beautiful, and I was like, you're just telling me that because
so
you're tired of me crying.
You're just out there. 'Cause the dudes are just like, yes.
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 And I feel like that was one of my biggest.
Some guys actually hit on pregnant women.
Yes.
And you're like, ew, don't you see this?
Yeah.
One guy hit on me.
Yeah, me too.
One guy hit on me, and I think I gave him that. I was like, ew.
Yeah.
I think, but then that That was one of my biggest pregnancy pet peeves. It was gross.
I
Like,
think we're having the same thought.
I hate y'all. My biggest pregnancy pet peeve though was when people would tell me how big I was though. Like people would say things like, "Oh my God, are you having two? Oh my God, how?" So I feel like it was like I already feel big.
There's no
Yeah.
pleasing
For
you.
you to make
Yeah.
me feel like I'm bigger, it was just like, no, not having two, just having one baby.
So there's no pleasing you.
There's no.
Whatsoever.
None.
We glad that Tristan came and
Yes.
Yeah.
thank
We have
you.
I feel like
Back.
since then, for all the new mommies, any new mommies out there, it's so difficult. No, it's not difficult. Like I said, he's a good baby, so he's sleeping and everything is whatever. But
It's just
Um,
everything is new.
everything is new.
It's new.
I spent 34 years just being me, so this is all new. Like mommy
Wow.
Tiffany. So I find like now I'm like getting excited about clean bottles. Why am I excited about that? Like,
This is
Naps.
your life.
why am I?
Naps,
I'm
yep.
so excited to take a nap in a shower. I'm like, oh, I'm taking a shower because like when you get like a minute to yourself, it's good. I do feel like I'm still going through the emotional side of it. A lot of people go through postpartum depression. The lesser severe part of that is like the baby blues. So I do have moments where I'm still like crying for no reason. The day when we left the hospital, I probably cried for hours. And I felt so bad because I was looking in the car mirror, and the whole time he was just like looking at me in the backseat of the baby, like he didn't know what to say. And I was just like, "Don't talk about it. Don't acknowledge it.
Oh my
Just let me
God.
cry.
Oh,
Let me get out my system."
mercy.
It's hard. It's like I mean,
It is.
it's
It
emotional.
is. But
And
you
for
get
people,
used to it.
people trying to like formula shame me because I'm not breastfeeding. I don't know.
That's a thing.
I feel formula shame.
Mind your business.
Yes.
That's not your baby.
Basically.
Mind
I
your
am
business.
absolutely.
They push.
I'm gonna
Mind
let-
your business.
I mean, I'm gonna let. We're gonna go on T Talk.
Another thing.
But I'm gonna let everybody
People
know if
do.
you're not breastfeeding, don't let people formula shame you. People make me feel so bad. Like, oh, well, why aren't you breastfeeding? Well, why is this?
Because it's my baby.
Because
Yes.
I'm just not.
Mind your
Okay.
business.
So before you formula shame me and ask me a billion questions about why I'm not breastfeeding, I'm just not.
Mind your business. Mind your business.
He's eating.
He's
Right,
eating.
right. Exactly.
Okay.
So, Lonnie, what have you been doing this for the last month? How was your summer?
I've been relaxing.
That's
She's like, it's
So
summer.
School is in.
As you
I'm
know,
not
Lonnie's a
running,
quiet one.
running. So I'm like, you know what? I'm not doing nothing. And I haven't been doing nothing.
You deserve it because
Wow,
remember,
okay.
if you guys
Preparing
remember,
myself for the
Next
next
year.
year.
if you guys remember
Yes.
before we went over, remember you did 3 graduations
Yes,
back to
and I
back.
have another one graduating this year.
3 proms, 3 graduations.
So-
She's busy.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm resting up to prepare. But my summer's been great. I feel it's been great.
Okay. That's
Yes,
good.
what happened to
That's
about
good.
your summer?
Let's see. What working? I work the summer. School is out. I work in a school. You guys know that. But teachers get out. Administrative staff, we work every day. We have to go to work. So I work. It
That
sucks.
sucks.
Yeah.
So your summer was just a dry
So
month.
my summer was just dry as mine. Although
Dry.
no, I can't say it's been dry because even though we had tea talk, we had tea time. We started. Hello, me and Londi started a magazine. Hello,
Yes,
Guys.
yes.
we started a magazine called Soul Brooklyn. It's a magazine based on Brooklyn.
Yes.
That's where we're from. That's
The
where we
good
eat,
parts
sleep,
about Brooklyn.
bleed. Brooklyn. It's all about fashion, people in Brooklyn.
Yes, you can't
it's gonna
say
be about
Brooklyn.
events.
Yes, so
Now, is it like
Brooklyn.
old Brooklyn or like
Oh,
gentrified?
No,
Brooklyn?
no.
No, but you know what? It's old and new.
Yeah.
It's like events that's happening in Brooklyn. It's gonna be fashion, people. You're gonna have interviews.
Yes,
It's
rep
very
the
editorial.
neighborhood where you from.
And we're gonna try to start putting out
Who's from.
later on down the line, even a fashion life in Brooklyn. But the magazine's going really good. So it's called Soul Brooklyn. It's on Instagram and on Facebook. So I'll link
Yes.
that. But yeah,
There you go.
it hasn't been dry. Yeah, I'm not dry.
Try summer.
Just try.
What
Shauna,
have you been doing,
what's up?
Shauna?
Me, I never stay not doing something, right? Always have my hands doing something. So I started a YouTube page, and it's called Shauna's World for You, and it is a vlog. It's just a vlog about a Brooklyn girl doing
Okay.
Brooklyn stuff,
Yes.
and just being me, doing things. There's gonna be some fashion in there too, because of course, it's what I do.
Yeah.
So.
She saw
I
actually.
mean, look,
Yeah.
I just want to point out that what she's wearing will be available on GloriousGlamDolls.com.
Yes.
.com.
Dot com.
I sort of got that out of shit, but
Dot
okay.
com. Yes, because that's what we do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all right.
We've been entrepreneuring all summer.
All
She's
summer
building
long.
a baby, and I've been preneuring with the baby building. And now we're going to move
We
forward.
have
to business.
been
Back to
building
business.
That's good.
I mean, even though y'all didn't have to catch up from like last season, everyone, how's your summer been? What's going on with you this summer?
Just reworking this hustle. Just recently started back at school, Kingsborough. So summer has been a lot of classes, a lot of back and forth. Recently learned that the CUNY system is just a wreck.
Recently?
Yeah. I had no idea. I had no idea. And I walked in there and just like, wow, monument to inefficiency.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's
Like,
that's been fun.
I think that's like high school, like 13th grade.
No, God, no. High school's so much better
Yeah.
because they talk to each other.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Like this one's down the hall around the corner, no idea what they're doing. It's awful.
Yeah.
Just
Oh
the
my
worst. Just the
God.
worst.
I'm not an educated black man. I like it.
Yeah, so, you know, so like for this is just kind of the next step for me. Like I've been a trainer for the past 10 years, so like now I'm learning to fix people. That's the plan is to learn to fix people. So
Okay.
I'm just gonna get on that
So you're trying to be the male Iyanla, or fix him how? Mentally or physically?
physically.
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 Okay.
That's how you.
He said, I'm about to tell you, I got some things to talk
That's a
about.
whole
Oh,
collection of years before I get to
okay.
that.
Oh, you're ready to like, listen, let me tell
I
you
was ready to talk to you.
I mean,
Okay.
she might yet see me, but not yet. We're gonna start from here down, and then
Okay, that's good.
so that's where the summer's been going.
That's great. Well, okay, guys. Well, let's get into some tea talk. Tea talk.
What's
right.
going on?
Who's gonna start with a tea talk?
I can start because I know what I want to talk.
Yes, my love.
Since you starting on this side of the table.
Yeah, so you know we
Yes,
can start
yes.
this side, balance it
Doing
out.
that
You know, that's
side.
what we're doing now. We live in the balance life. So I want to talk about Stevie
Uh-huh.
and my girl Faith.
I think they're so cute.
Just bounced out
I-
and got married.
I
Like,
feel like they're so cute, but I feel like, why do I think they're cute? I don't know. Like,
it's so awkward to me. I feel like I'm watching like
Why is
my
it awkward?
Be- Awkward love.
It's awkward, but I'm okay with them being together. It's just like that's Stevie.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. Yeah, exactly.
They
Like,
used to
yeah.
him being a hot mess. So
Yeah.
like when he's married, so now it's like what?
Like, are you not gonna be a hot mess now to Faith? Like, Faith
Maybe he
deserves
won't.
somebody.
I mean,
But
granted,
maybe.
I don't know.
I think he gonna ruin her life.
That's it. Is what I'm
Oh,
saying.
my
Like,
God. Why?
Because it's Faith Evans, and she's
yes.
like iconic to me, and she's never gotten into any trouble besides the whole, I guess, Biggie and Kim thing. And now you're married to Stevie J. He's
Stevie.
so
Stevie.
a hot mess.
Stevie.
He's gonna ruin her life.
Stevie.
He's gonna ruin her
No,
life. Yes,
he'll
will.
ruin it if he have a baby.
Oh, you think he's not jumping
Because
on
he always
that?
having babies.
Do you think he's not jumping
Right, there was
on
a
that?
video.
All for that.
Why not?
Excuse me, I
Girl
saw a
said
video.
Oh,
Yes.
but it was okay for go back. But it was okay for a 90-year-old grandma
What?
and
With the strippers.
with the strippers.
Okay.
No,
That
I'm
was
talking
okay.
about babies
That was
though.
a thing?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Irvin will discuss.
What is that?
You know what? No, I saw a video where like the person was interviewing them and
I
said
think
something
they're
like,
cute, but
they were like, "Oh, you guys gonna have baby? Or you guys gonna try to have a baby?" And Faith was like, "Trying? Who said we're not trying?" Or something like that. I was like, "Really? Are y'all trying to do this?"
I think they
Stevie
should
J
start.
is like, he's like the, what is it? I drew a blank. Whatever, move on.
Do
I'm
you
gonna put this out
But
there.
do you think there is a certain time you should stop having kids?
When there's too much.
When you have too many, I think.
When there's too
Oh,
many.
He has like 9, right? Like, he has a lot of
If
kids.
you're talking about numbers, yeah, there's
Right.
definitely-
And like a lot of baby moms. I think you should stop.
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm gonna put this out there. I would like to personally sleep with Sleepy J and Peter Guns because
Like at the same
I
time.
totally understand what you were saying.
I concur.
I need to know why.
I need to know what these women
These women are
are
losing
losing
their
their
mind.
mind about.
So I need to be like, you
I
know
get
what,
it.
girl?
And I want my
get it.
husband to understand it's nothing has to do with love.
Nothing.
I just it's an experiment to find out
Why?
Research.
I need to know.
Research.
Research.
To find out
Peter
what the
Guns
heck-
has
right.
Tara and Amina that go
Yeah,
crazy.
crazy.
over
He has
him.
a
I need
kid
to know. He's so many kids. So I need to sleep with him to be like,
Okay, wait, I have to
I
add
get it.
somebody else to your line. Kurt Frost.
Yo, yes.
right.
That's
Like
true.
Something ain't right
Something
I
else.
in the
feel
mix.
like-
Correct.
But I
feel
get
like
Kurt
Kurt does-
Frost though. I get him.
Do you?
He's not that I get him, but I understand she's married to the man and she just doesn't want to leave him.
No, I mean the women.
Oh, the other women.
What are they
Right.
looking at?
Oh.
With the,
Like,
the
I feel like-
Adam apple,
I feel like he does something
Sorry.
freaky
Yeah, I
with
don't
this.
know.
I feel like he does something freaky with this that we don't know about in bed. I don't know what it is, but I don't know what this does. But it's making y'all lose your minds.
He's so gross.
What do the three? Like, I gotta know what's happening with the three
He's
of
so
them.
gross. He's so gross.
I don't know.
Yeah. All right. So enough about Stevie and Faith.
Yeah, I'm just
Um,
I'm putting it out there.
all right, so I came across an article that said last year a university student, I think her name was Connie Levitsky. If I say your name wrong, don't sue me. I don't know you. Decided to take a part-time job and thought she'd be supportive of her clientele. She works for like a big girl. Okay.
plus size.
Correct. And on her Facebook page, she put, "Conquering the world, one well-dressed fat lady at a time."
Is she fat?
Yeah.
No, doesn't matter.
Okay, continue.
The manager fired her,
Immediately.
and she tried to sue because she said she was wrongfully fired. Do you believe that you should not put certain things on your? So you think your boss should have a say-so of what you put on your page?
No, I don't think she should have. But at the same time, you knew she was there.
No.
You understand what I'm saying?
I think when it comes to jobs and social media, it should be separate.
I believe so too.
Because that's being biased.
Yeah,
How's that being
But it
biased?
is biased. You're the face of my
Right.
business.
Exactly.
Right.
And you're
But
making
I also have a life outside
Outside of your business.
So if I went out drinking at a bachelor party, you can't hold that against me. I went out drinking at a
No.
bachelor
But she said something directly to what she was doing.
Correct.
Directly.
That-
Not like I'm
that-
living my life. I'm going to a barbecue and
Right.
drinking
Okay, so you
my
should-
you're
body.
messing with my money.
Exactly.
So you shouldn't bring up the job,
There you go.
but can I do what I want? So if I am the head of your business and I'm the face of your business, Irving, can I be on my page twerking it up?
Yeah.
Is that making you look bad?
But I'm on.
It's your life.
It's my life.
It's your life.
As long as I don't like,
Mm.
but I think what you should do is if you're gonna live that kind of life, don't put on your page who you work for.
Right.
People be like,
or
work
have
for.
a whole other Facebook.
Exactly.
Correct.
See, that goes to like ambassadors of brands and stuff like that. They have clause in their contracts of
They
the things,
can't.
that you can't do,
Right.
and how you're supposed to portray yourself outside of any venues that you're doing with them. So at the same time, if you know that that's your job,
Yeah.
you shouldn't be talking about fat people
Right.
on your.
Yeah,
that's what you
thing.
on your thing. Like you just
Like
know
my
that.
job has us putting on our page underneath our bio. My opinion do not reflect.
Right.
So this, so anything I say, I can always say, well, no, I'm not doing my
Yeah.
job.
And that's
Right.
good.
But
'Cause
and not that when you go for a job interview, they actually look at your page sometimes.
They- all
Yeah,
the time.
of course. A lot of jobs
Which
will
is that
ask
fair?
you.
Is that
A lot of jobs will
Yeah.
ask
No,
you for
I
your
don't
social
know.
media information.
Because
don't
they
think
can go
that's
way
fair,
back to before I got grown, and now
Right.
you're looking at when I used to
You
do.
look at my MySpace.
Jesus.
Back when I had
Look at that
like
MySpace, honey. All black
who was
women.
in my top five.
even,
Right?
even the
Yeah.
teacher, like you said, school and things like that. When not last year, a couple of months ago, my son was selling cake,
Right.
and he wrote on his Facebook page, "Oh, the assistant principal, Mr. White, will never catch me selling cake." And someone snitched and showed him the principal was. So he says, "Oh,
I mean, that was
I wasn't
going
gonna
Just
catch
hate
you. Look,
Like
So
wow,
he
you
said
went on
that,
my
like,
page,
he was
you did
like-
too much.
you're on my page." So I went to the school and I said, "Are you allowed to do that? My son could talk about you on his page. Why are you reading it?
Because you put it out the public.
It's social.
public.
That's the thing.
It's public, but
Public
it's like
domain,
school,
right.
jobs."
Public knowledge.
I
Everything
am. I mean,
separate.
anybody that follows my social media knows I can be like, okay, whatever. So, but I try to keep it
Clean.
somewhat borderline clean. Like,
You try.
all right, I try.
You get
Okay.
what you can.
You try.
I don't know how to. Whatever. You get what you
Yeah,
get.
some days I never know what's gonna happen.
You never
Yeah.
really know what I'm gonna post.
We're gonna see.
But I try to keep it somewhat because I mean, you do have to think about what you represent.
Yeah.
On my page, I mean, I have people from church on my page. I'm involved in different organizations that like people on my page. So I do kind of try to keep things as like clear as possible. Now my Instagram is private, and if you happen to follow me, then I mean, you just gotta take what you get. I don't apologize for my Instagram because that's on you. You followed me, so I'll tell you. But my Facebook, I mean, I try to keep it whatever because I do know that like people can look you up. Even
Right.
you try to keep things as private as possible. People do look at your things but I don't think jobs should judge you by that.
They shouldn't.
No.
I mean, unless you're putting on there something like I'm
Just
gonna blow
don't
my
bring
job,
up
I'm gonna
right.
do whatever. You should try
Don't
to.
Or like
your
you a
job
pedophile.
out.
Right. Then you should probably keep
Which
things a little
apparently is
like.
okay now.
Yeah.
Well, you should probably keep things.
Another topic.
Girl, look, pack that up for another topic.
Anyway, so
That's something that, like I know a lot of people that I know
Yeah.
work for the government and they do like they don't even put anything on their
they
page
can't even
about a lot
have
of stuff.
some of them can't even have social media.
Right.
Yeah.
A friend of mine works for like I won't say where she works, but she works for the government. And she doesn't have a Facebook at all. And she said she doesn't have one. She barely posts on Instagram because
Of her job.
they're gonna be in your
I need
business.
to post, but that's just me. Yeah.
So what's on your mind, Mommy?
Food.
That,
Always.
always.
She's taking it.
So what do you ladies think about lately? All of these celebrities are like taking out their injections. Like Kylie, like K Michelle took her out hers because she was very sick.
Yeah.
And then what's the
Kylie
Kardashian
took
name?
out
She took out
Kylie's
her
lips.
injection.
You can take the lip
They're
thing
going
out.
back to factory make it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Yes. So what do y'all
Yeah.
ladies
Tell me more.
It's about time.
It really is about
Yeah.
time.
Be who you were born to be.
Yeah.
And if you want to enhance it, do something. Well, everyone will talk about that later.
Yeah.
Work out and
Work
build
out.
it up. But I mean, if you don't have plump lips, do some lipstick. But you
They
don't
got
have to
pumpers.
put in
Like
that.
lip pumpers.
Yeah, yeah.
I bought some by
And I-
accident. I
but
look like a bubble of food.
They do.
Girl.
It looks nice, but it's not healthy.
Right. It's
And there was a
not
show.
healthy.
I can't remember the name of the show that was on the other night.
Right.
But it was
watch
all about injections and how these women were getting
because they are
infections.
not.
Yes.
They're not doing
And
it
they
the
were
right
getting
way.
sick. This lady got
Blacklist.
remember her arm amputated, and remember was
What
it
did
a
she get
leg?
done with
And
all of them?
that's the part that I actually find weird a lot of the time. Like, it makes sense to me when I like find anyone else beyond our race that is getting injections and upgrades and stuff. Like most times, like I got it. Like, what the problem? is?
Right.
Yes.
So when I see this, when I saw that room of like black women that just got all these injections, I'm like, what?
Yeah,
Why?
why? Yeah,
Like, what do you-
yes.
what do you-
And it's crazy that
Where
like
was the malfunction to begin
most
with?
of them when they
Yes,
take it
because
out,
it's the
they're like,
more.
oh, I feel so
They wanted
beautiful.
some more.
Yes.
Right.
Like they had a little, like even if you see K Michelle, she got a little run back there, but it wasn't like that the dunk she was walking
No,
around.
yeah,
with.
she was trying
see,
to
But like that's so
that's called a
extra.
starter kit. You got that.
Yes.
That's something you can work.
Yeah, exactly.
And then said the other day,
Like, that's
you're
the
built how
starter.
you're built. Like some folks are top heavy, some folks are bottom heavy. This is where you live.
I've learned
That's
this.
it. Exactly.
Think about it.
I've learned this.
That's true.
And no, and then you find the man that I think we're trying to
They're
find men.
out there.
You find that man that likes the asset that you have.
That's true.
They're out there.
Exactly.
Yep, he is. Hi, babe.
I'm top heavy. I don't have a butt. My husband,
So
no
maybe
complaints.
so is this the butt section?
It is.
That's the
It's
buck
the
section.
buck it has it.
I think I got a little bit.
Oh, boobs. That's why people go to the alleyway to get some
Now you done made my
men.
self-esteem go down. And I'm gonna have to find Guadalupe and get some cement
Because
stick
you
in
know
my
I'm glad you ladies. No. Come on, I'm glad you get that. Men, especially black men, have made it so women have to have these big booties, and then we feel like we have to do that.
It's weird when I
But
saw.
I
So
don't
why?
mind
You like
mine.
booty?
But he made a point.
Irvin,
Why bother yourself?
I don't mind my
Leave
booty.
it.
I have a booty. It's just,
this
you know.
is not gonna be like
It's there, you see.
But no, but you,
I got an arch.
It's just not like
if you plump
Yes.
it up, they go a little too much for me.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
do.
It looks
It
like
looks
Like
like
you
a
see
horse.
Nicki Minaj.
it
Like,
leaves
yeah,
you
That's not
naturally.
even
Yeah.
like cute.
Like if
cute
you're
at
gonna
all.
pump it, like do it naturally. Like you have to realize for those of us that are bottom heavy, it don't look like that. Like if you
No.
you gotta think about what ours
Like
look like
seriously, how are you
compared to what
building
you
that?
are
No,
doing.
like, what are you looking at when you build that?
Right,
Just-
right.
Let's just put it in there.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah,
That's
yeah.
all they were doing.
Think
There's
about
like
it,
zero
no,
it's
comparison
make it
to, like,
fake.
an
And then they have
actually
no
occurring
hips.
one.
No,
No hips.
No, or
How you walking around with a big butt with no hips?
Yeah, you don't
And
say
then
that.
they-
You don't
or
see
like-
straight
the
turn
hips of a
around.
whole thigh is like this big.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and it looks like just this big,
It
like
looks
round, like
crazy.
thing.
Yeah.
It looks
You look
crazy.
ridiculous. Like
But K Michelle was really sick. Like she was really sick.
Because
Legit.
they don't know what
Legit.
they're injecting into their body.
I'm
Yeah.
sure they do. What was it?
Cement,
So far, there's like
silicone,
cement,
some kind of
silicone,
fillers
there's
and-
like caulk, and someone was doing like what's it called, chicken bouillon or something?
Oh, yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
And then
Be who you are.
the crazy thing is that I feel like all of them that are now taking them out,
Yeah.
they're like, oh, I feel so beautiful without it.
Hello.
You were beautiful
Welcome to
before
the
that.
world.
Like,
Before that.
that's what you look like beforehand.
Even maybe if this is no, I'm not gonna say that's been a different
Be
subject.
who you
Even I was
are.
gonna say even like now the hair, they're
What?
cutting their hair. They're
Be
taking
who
the
you
weave and
are.
wig on.
Find somebody that likes what you got
Sounds like
and go with that person. That's it.
Yeah,
I ain't
If
cutting
you
no
don't
hair.
like butt, if you want a big butt, go find somebody with a big butt.
yes. You like
Don't change your ways.
Right.
After you're gonna keep changing yourself, and it's not gonna be enough.
Any guy that every day has never been like,
gotta start
oh,
with
it's a
loving
big
yourself.
boob. You're not gonna
as
get that
you
here.
are.
That's
Anything
not right.
less than that,
Not
they
what
can't
it is.
nobody
Love
love you
yourself.
anyway.
That's right.
That's right.
Love
There you go.
yourself.
Love
Love yourself.
Yes.
Love yourself.
Tiffany.
Let's discuss internet trolls, guys. Okay,
Oh dear God.
Internet trolls.
Ooh, that's
I don't know if
Somebody
anybody has been
trolling you?
watching. Okay, First of all, if everybody knows, Catfish
Yes.
is my guilty pleasure. I watch Catfish faithfully because it is the funniest show ever. I am not sure how it's 2018 and people are still getting catfish. I'm not sure how you are still saying you don't have a phone. It's 2018. You can still get Obama phones. They are still available.
No, your friend got a phone. Like,
Somebody has
my
one.
charger though.
Like,
whatever.
No, that's not gonna work.
not gonna say
Your friend got a charger. Ain't no
Like-
way you can't find a phone.
it's crazy. Catfish is insane.
I think they want to get catfish because they are insecure and they don't want to believe. They want to believe who they see is who they're
right.
talking to. They don't want to know because there's
This-
too much you can do to find out.
This girl, a couple
Exactly.
episodes ago, said the person she was talking to didn't have a front-facing camera. That's why they didn't talk. But she had an Instagram, and I was like, "What? I was like, how are you taking pictures on Instagram? Like
Stop it.
selfies
Okay, so
on
wait,
Instagram?
if you have a back, so you don't have a back camera, so you get one of your friends to hold a phone like that.
Exactly.
Yes.
You can still see.
See, I got long ass arms, man.
Like,
but the person had an Instagram, so I was like, where's
those?
those?
Anyway, like the quality is too low.
They are lying.
Either way, so now they have this it's like a offset of Catfish
Yeah.
that's hosted by Charlamagne
Oh, lovely.
called Catfish. It's like Catfish Trolls or Catfish Trolls, I think it's called.
Charlamagne. Hey.
Oh man, Charlamagne, thank you for the show because if you think Catfish is bad, Catfish Trolls is even worse because they're
It's called
basically
Catfish Trolls?
Trolls.
Okay.
So they're basically getting people who troll people
So
online.
you
So
trick me and make fun of me?
exactly. So the people, like anybody that's like online commenting on people's stuff, like
Yeah.
you're ugly, you're this, that, whatever.
Haters.
Haters, basically.
Okay.
Like this guy was in like a wheelchair trolling this other guy. You got to catch him on this show. So why it bothered me because I was on this Instagram earlier, and Kylie Jenner put a picture of her and her baby up,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
she
that's
captioned it something like she watched the video that she made with the baby of the baby, whatever. And she's like, I watched the whole video, and Stormy sat through the whole thing. But the comments under it were crazy. People were like, duh, why wouldn't she do it? She's a baby. Where's she gonna go?
Oh God!
You
Leave the
cannot-
girl alone.
Everybody
Like
has
the
haters,
trolling
though.
underneath it. Why do people feel the need to hate on it? That's what I think. Why do people feel the need to comment? You don't have to say anything.
I think people
Exactly.
feel like that because they feel like if I put the most funniest comment down
Yeah.
there,
Mhm.
I'll get the most.
I think so.
Maybe, but like
So
some of
like
the comments
I'm
are
racking my brain for the most
so.
funniest thing to put up here, and everyone's like, "You're so funny. I'm gonna follow you." And
I
as
don't
we
know. I
people
think
love
they
followers.
are really
Like,
I think they're really haters and they
Yeah.
can't say it to the
Right.
person's face. So they
But
gotta,
you never
they
gonna
gotta-
say it
right,
again.
because they don't know them.
Why say
They gotta put up.
Why say anything? Like
Why say anything?
I don't know.
to be noticed by somebody.
Haters have to be around.
Yeah.
They have to be around.
I mean,
That's how you do something like.
Haters make you greater.
granted, I love
Yeah, the
that.
whole
Look,
song.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like everyone's gonna be singing that later on, like haters, make you greater.
That should show up on the
I
t-shirt.
mean, I mean, so one of our viewers, Terrell, says that they feel entitled because it's the internet. Right, a lot of the people
Exactly.
on the show said they feel like, well, it's just the internet. And if you put something on the internet, you should be like, people should
Okay
be
with
entitled
somebody
to
to say
to
something.
somebody talking about it.
How,
Yeah.
But why do you feel the need to say anything? Like,
how does the word work? Anonymity?
Right.
Mhm.
And
Oh, no,
Anonymous.
Anonymous.
Yes.
Like feel like anonymous about it, right?
Yeah.
But if I guess
You
you
have
made
this-
it public, so I mean,
Well, I mean, still, but even
But
if
that
you,
doesn't mean you have to talk
if you
like.
don't know where the person is, there's nothing you can do. That's it.
Right, but
Listen,
then why do you
I-
feel like it's your
I-
life goal to get on this person's page?
And just
say
troll
something.
them.
Yeah, just for that moment. Listen, I had spent a lot of time playing online games, and like trolling there is horrific.
Yes, there was a
Like
one of the episodes is a game of
really
trolls.
watch your kids.
Wow.
Okay,
Really?
The shit going in there is bad. It's
Yes.
real bad.
Wow.
One of the episodes
Don't
was
leave
a
them there
game
with
of trolls.
headphones. Do not
my
leave them there with
son
headphones.
always has his headphones on.
Yeah.
Oh, my
Wow.
nephew do too.
Crazy
Now we know.
Fortnite.
Yeah, and you,
Taking over my house. Oh
and
my
you can hear-
God.
I'm sure you can hear them there too. And you know, one of the things I've learned over time is that there is a mute function.
Yeah, yeah.
Use it.
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because you don't really need to hear it. Like
Yes,
it's,
visual.
you just don't need to hear it. And
Yeah.
then they can, you know, have,
Like Charlamagne tells
And
them
you
all the time,
can't
people like
cut your
black
comments.
people, just
You
block
can't.
them.
And some celebrities do cut their comments off, so you
Yeah,
cannot
they do.
Yeah, I know
comment.
a lot of people have
you have the
that.
ability to protect yourself from these
Right,
trolls to a certain
right.
degree. Like you
Yeah.
don't need to absorb the bullshit and then try
Yeah,
to
yeah,
Exactly.
and then try to
Don't
like,
get
get
me
it
wrong.
off you later.
Yeah.
That's
I have made my fair share of comments because I mean I'm sure everybody follows the Shady Room. The comments of the Shady Room are excellent.
Hilarious.
I just go
Oh
to the
my
Shady Room
gosh.
for the comments.
Yes.
And so I've made comments. I'm like, okay, whatever. You kind of get into it, but I just feel like once you get to a point of like trolling, like really hard, people talk about people with babies,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Like you're going
Khloe
too far.
Kardashian's poor child, like
Let me
Oh,
go too
yes.
far with her.
it's
Stop.
too
Yes,
much.
yes.
Like
I'm quite sure y'all babies don't look good either. Cut it out. Everybody baby like a baby.
it's horrible.
They do
I don't
too
know.
much.
Internet trolls. I mean, don't get me wrong. For those of you that do it, keep doing it. Charlamagne, I'm looking for another season because it's a great show.
It is
It's
very
a great show. But still, anyway.
Okay, well, ladies, that's the time for our tea talk.
Yes.
Tea talk. We're gonna get into our main topic. Why we have Irving here tonight?
Yes.
Irving is a physical trainer.
Yeah.
Yay!
He gets the body right. Okay. All right. So, Irving, where do you train at?
Well,
Okay.
I used to work with the New Body, not New Body Project, the one before that, New Body Boot Camp. So New Body Project is actually its successor. They're not far from the original location. So I was with the original version of New Body Boot Camp for like the past 10 years. Like now I'm just out here trying to get things together.
Do you? Okay.
It's private training for the most part,
Uh-huh.
you know, where time permits with school schedule.
All right. So, why did you get into fitness?
You know, I got into that largely because of my mother. So, true story, funny story.
Mm-hmm.
In high school, discovered the weight room. You know, not tall enough for basketball, so I was like, nah, let me go lift stuff. I found out I was good at lifting stuff. So I did that for a while, and then I guess, you know, results started to show, and my mother saw it, and she's like, you know what, maybe I should get back in shape. And so she ran off to Manhattan and found a gym. Well, I forget the name of the gym right now. Workout Partners. Finds a gym, sets herself up for the whole year, sets my dad up for the whole year, comes back with 2 gold shiny cards, and she's like, baby, look, got these cards. And he was like, you lost your man mind. I'm not doing that. If I'm going to go ahead and get active, I might as well just do karate again. Yeah. And he was gone. And he's been doing karate ever since.
Oh my God.
He's been doing karate ever since. So she had like a full year membership with his name on it. And we happened to actually share the same name. So she just put me in his place.
Oh,
that's
okay.
great.
Okay.
So like for that whole year, I got the opportunity to like work with all the trainers that they had. And I got to learn how to do a lot of the exercises. I wasn't aware of it at the time, but like if I learn to do a thing like with my body, I can, like, it's really easy for me to do that. You know,
That's
so like, I
great.
learned a lot of the stuff really fast. So much so that after about a year or two, I worked for them for a little while before they closed.
Oh wow.
So like I took up a summer job there, and I wound up getting certified a little after.
Oh, that's great. All right. So, like, you know, we love everybody needs to get healthy.
Yes.
But like my main issue is the start. In your head, you say to yourself, I need to get healthy.
Yeah.
I need to lose weight. Oh my God, I'm getting so big. But like
Yeah.
something can't Let's push me to just do it every day. Like I'll be doing a good week, drinking water. I'm like, yes, and then like.
Right.
You see, I think you see one little dough, and somebody happen to go, "You lost the weight."
You start eating
You start eating the damn burgers again. So like, where do you start? That's what I'm saying. Like, everybody can't just run into the gym and just start at hardcore. Like, what is the starting point? Even you gotta go slowly to start getting fit.
Recognizing first of all that thing right there, like what is the thing that constantly shuts you off? Find out what that is, and then just kind of try to avoid it at all costs. Like if you know that going by yourself is a thing, get a team. If going with a team is a problem, go by yourself. Like whatever it is, you gotta like find comfortable but functional at the same time.
Yeah.
You know, so like definitely start out easy. You know, take a class or something. You know, and whatever, don't mind everybody. If it gets you a little bit competitive, that's good. Don't break nothing, but give it your best shot, and just like power on through and repeat until it, that desire grows itself. Basically, that's really the best way that I can describe it. Like if you go and do a thing and you don't like it, you ain't gonna want to do it again.
Right.
There's zero emotional
Right.
incentive to do it. But like I've seen it where a lot of people have shed weight doing like these soca aerobic classes, and I'm looking at it like that looks silly to me. But like it's a party every damn time.
Yeah.
So they continuously go.
That's
Like,
something they can do.
so like in terms of getting started, find something that you like, that you really like, that excites you, and that will help you build that desire to like do things.
So
Just
do you
move.
think it's like a sweet spot for people like every 2 times a week, 3 times a week to start off? Like start off with 1 time or start off 2 times a week. What's a feasible,
For the Z types, twice a week.
Okay.
What's a Z type?
I'll
Yeah.
get to it.
Yeah. Oh. That's me. I'll get around to it. Yeah.
Sometime in this business week. Okay.
Okay.
Twice a week. Work
Twice
your
a
way
week.
out from there. For
Yeah.
the workaholics, for the A types, 3-4 times if you can. And even then, just starting with the A types, I would say 2 to 3 times a week. Because
Okay.
you don't want to overdo it. And
Right.
that's another one of those things that can happen where you just go in, you go hard, your life hurts, and then you
die
just
out.
can't move again. And it's like,
Yeah.
But can you start like maybe like for those types you said, maybe like 15 minutes when you do it every time, and then move it to 30 minutes, an hour, like
it
gradually.
depends,
Right,
it
how long
depends
do
on
you-
what you're
yeah.
doing.
How
If-
long do you work out?
It can be anywhere from 15 minutes to like an hour and a half. Like an hour and a half, you don't really need much more than that, unless you're like training for a thing, But if it's just for the sake of getting yourself moving, 15 minutes, it would have to be something kind of intense to make it worth your while,
Yeah.
or just stretch it out for like an hour and a half and just do things. 15
it
minutes on this machine, lift a little of that, and work your way from there.
Do you have to go to the gym?
It's not a requirement.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff that you can do right there in the house. There's a lot of stuff that you can buy to do right there in
In
your
the
house.
house.
That's what I think. And I think a lot of
believe that.
people too, when it comes to working out too, it's a cost conscious thing because if you pay for the gym, like I know one thing about me, I will join the gym and pay for the gym for a year
Yep. And
and go twice.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, I
Oh my
wasted
God.
so much money
My sisters are members of several gyms in New York City.
because I'm
And do not
in
go.
my brain.
Yes.
I'm gonna go.
Yes.
What you're not gonna do is
Eventually.
put my
Exactly. Or I feel like
I don't care. Your legs hanging out and
Hold on.
everything.
I'm saying this every week. Oh, I'm going to this gym. Okay, go one day.
You know what?
You don't
I
hear
do
about
that.
it no more.
I feel like because the
Next week
them
is another
taking my
gym.
money, it's going to force me eventually
Right,
to
it's
go.
going to,
Because
right,
I'm
right.
wasting
You
my
know,
money.
say that.
Yeah, see?
You say that.
That is what I feel like when I go and I join the gym as I'm signing the contract, that's my brain. Like in my mind, I'm going, well, I'm not gonna pay for this. I'm not gonna go.
No, I gotta show
But
up.
after 6 months, I've only been twice. I'm thinking like that.
Yeah,
I really
I'm
should
really
probably
doing
my
all
list.
right.
Well, I can think of what I
Here's the
can
thing
do
with
with this
that.
money.
Here's the thing with that, and what I've noticed for a lot of people, including myself, either you need to do it before you go to work, or do it before you go home.
Yeah.
Okay, because once you get in the house,
Yep.
that's it.
Right,
You're
yeah.
not going back outside.
Yes.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Okay, so definitely.
Yeah, like I will come
forward
home and I'll
or
say I
before you
want to
get back
change
in
it
the
to my
house.
gym clothes.
Yeah.
It never happened.
Never happened.
A lot of times too. So when I get up to train, going home is one way and going to the gym is the other way. And I can just
I'm
think
not
like,
going. Yeah.
what's closer? And home is typically always closer.
True, but you're still outside.
So,
Exactly.
Right,
Okay, once you go home, it's over. It's it.
like I will say, my fiance is very good at this because this man will work like 16-hour shifts, and he'll be like, "Babe, I'm going to the gym," and I'm thinking in my head,
How?
"Are you crazy? I can work 4 hours. I need a nap. Like I have to go home and sleep. Like
Again, more incentive to do it before you go
right?
home.
I be like, I work like a couple of hours. I'm like, man, I gotta go home. I gotta rest, and he'll be like, "I'm about to go for a run." I'm thinking, seriously, like,
Well, again,
what are you doing?
This is the other thing too that I like to tell people. Listen, half-ass is better than nothing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Get in there,
I see. That's the thing.
do
God-
something. Do
Half-ass
something.
is better than nothing.
Yeah, better than
See,
nothing.
I feel okay now.
All right?
I
Get
feel
in
like
there
that's the problem.
and like get on a treadmill and just walk up a hill for like 15 minutes and then go home if you think that's the thing to do. If you feel to do something else, do it. If not, you just walk up a hill for 15 minutes.
Yes,
Right.
yes.
Yes.
Mhm.
But see, that's the thing.
Right.
I feel like when I go to the gym, like I need to be busting it. Like if I'm not, but if I don't feel like I'm gonna go to the gym and bust it,
Yeah.
I won't go.
Right.
Like if I don't go, if I go to the
That's
gym,
a mistake.
I want to do like an hour. I want to come out there
Right.
drenched.
Nah,
Like,
that-
if
that-
I'm not,
That's a mistake. That's a mistake.
if I
you
don't feel like I'm gonna do that, I won't go.
half-ass is better than nothing. Go.
Do something.
Go and do
That's
something.
it.
It's better than just sitting around because then you feel a little bit worse for not having gone at all.
Yeah.
And screw that noise because that could eat the next day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then every day you say,
And
"Oh,
the
I'm
next day you be like, I
gonna
don't be that tired again. So
Yeah, you know, I
And then
don't-
15 pounds later.
I don't like the gym only because I don't like doing things by myself. I'm one of the people that I need a group or a class, something that.
that is my
And
issue
I also that
with her.
I never know. No, and when I get to the gym, I'm looking around like, now what? So now I don't. I'm one of the people that need to be told what to do. So now I'm looking like, okay, do I do it on the treadmill? And then I'm looking at the next person like, okay, they're pulling these things here. Am I doing? I have no idea.
So
what to do?
Lonnie says,
The answer to that is classes.
Yeah.
Just take the classes.
Yeah.
there's an
like
instructor,
Lonnie
you
said,
ask
I need to be
questions, and it's
told.
moving. Yeah.
Lonnie said we join a lot of gyms, but that's why I don't go to gym with Tanya. Because I am the kind of person where when I go to gym, I don't want to talk to people. Even if I'm going like, if I go for a jog, I don't want to talk to you. I have my headphones. Like,
Yeah.
I'm listening to something. I've gone out. Terrell and I have gone jogging together, and like he'll be like, "Hey, baby, you okay?" And I'm like, listening. Like I have my headphones in. Like I don't want to talk to you. I just want to work out, and we'll talk when we're done.
I need a buddy.
Tanya wants to like jog, and as we're jogging, she's like, "So let's talk about school."
Because it takes my mind off of this
I don't wanna
workout.
talk to you.
If I know, if I don't, I need to have my mind off of this.
Because I'm like,
I have to. If not, I'm not gonna do it.
That's true. I went to the gym with her and we had a whole conversation.
right? Like, well,
And we were,
why?
and we were done in an hour. I'm like, dang, it's been an hour, girl. Let's go home. But I'm on. If I know I have an hour of this to do, I'm.
No.
I've encountered many clients like this before, where folks just talk, and there's a pretty fine line where I don't talk all you want, get the job done. As long as we're doing the thing, I can care less about you running your mouth. We can have that conversation as well as you're capable of. It's fine. But if I find that we're just talking this entire time and you're not doing anything, this is where we have a problem.
Right.
But yeah, if
But we're working out with a treadmill. I'm just walking.
Yeah.
I just want to work out. Like, I just don't want to talk.
That's why we don't go. If I take her.
Well, fine. Okay, so I have a question.
And nobody ever takes me, but it's fine.
Oh my God. I got a membership
you,
and a buddy pass.
especially when you don't feel like going.
You can go.
Yeah, exactly. Now I
Well,
gotta
in
say,
my defense, Shoshana, you and I don't go to the gym because the last time we used to go to the gym, we would go to the gym and then we'd walk to White Castles and eat after the gym.
Then
We were horrible. We were horrible.
but we were working though.
We were working out.
We working.
We were leaving.
Oh my God,
We were working out so hard.
all
And
the
then we
time.
would walk from the gym to White Castle. We would eat and be
And
like,
then
"Oh
we
my
would-
girl, see you
see you
later
later."
tomorrow." Like back to the gym tomorrow. That's why we don't go to the gym.
That's no point.
So, Urban, you have
No
to
way.
eat, of course, before you go to the gym, correct?
Yes.
Is it better to eat before or after?
It depends on the person. So
Wow.
I've had it where clients are nauseous and miserable when they eat beforehand, even upward to an hour beforehand. So don't eat. Hydrate, but come with it, and we'll give it whatever it is that you got. And like a lot of the time, they seem to work just fine without the eating. But if you find that you're a wreck for not eating, then you need to eat.
I'm not gonna lie. After the gym, I'll go get pizza because I'll be like, I did all this work, and I deserve that.
But then you're putting all the calories. You're just
I
more.
feel like my body's like working it off. So
Yeah.
like, I feel like my body's still like,
no.
I think that's when I really got it. I was like, yo, we go to the gym all the time. I don't see
because I was
nothing.
but I felt like our body was still
It's
like
the
chugging
burgers.
along, right?
But I think we hit a plateau. Like we never gained, but we never
Right,
lost.
and you really can't gain weight eating like that.
Yeah,
All right, whatever.
Why?
Because technically, you
It's gonna come
purge.
out anyway.
You purge on like the night of.
Yeah,
you really got
there's
that.
been some people that went to the gym
Yeah.
and ate, and like they stayed the same time. They stayed the same weight. So why go to the gym if you're gonna still be the same?
Yeah, you're not really getting anything in.
Well, here's the thing, and I think a lot of people tend to miss that, just in terms of training. Like, first of all, training is a very specific word by definition. It's like teaching you to do a thing.
Mm-hmm.
And, you already know how to walk. Walking up hills is not necessarily a challenge to your body or your nervous system. So, there's kind of limits to how much you can do. And then also, if you decide to eat White Castle after that, you're going to kind of cancel it out. Now,
Yeah,
if you were doing something like a CrossFit
Yeah.
workout beforehand and then had White Castle, you might be a little better off, but not by much.
Yeah.
I think
Got it.
that learning to do a thing would probably be more helpful for a lot of people, just in terms of having something to show for the workouts, especially. And that's been my training style personally. It's like I am going to tell you what you have to eat. Whether or not you do that is up to you, but I guarantee you, this is a short list of the things you're going to be able to do when I'm done with you.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's another one of the things. Like train to be capable of certain kinds of things.
Yeah, like my goal, I always say, like, I'm trying my best. I cut out all soda. I've been drinking water for the longest. And
We're doing
it's
it
to
for
the
years,
point
still
where I'm okay now. No, it's to the point where I don't miss soda anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I'm okay with drinking the water.
Oh.
Because my point, I want to get to I go up these stairs for work. It's just 2 flights, the train stairs, but it's 2 long train stairs. And when I get to the top, I feel like I'm freaking dying. And I'm like, I have to get to the point where when I get to the top, I'm not breathing like that. That's my goal. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I'm ready. Yeah.
the stair mill, very helpful for that.
Yeah.
Easiest way to do it that I have found: 3 minutes on, 1 minute off, and just try to build the rounds from there.
I hate the stair climb.
I
Me
hate
too.
the stairmaster. It's a horrible
I
apparatus.
don't understand.
And
that.
it
So
should
say
be
I don't
different.
have
The
that.
two biggest
How
things I
can-
hate.
You
how
have
can people
that. How
do
many
that at
gym
home?
memberships do you have?
I'm gonna say right now, say people that do not have gym memberships, how can they get that same stair workout at home? Can I climb my stairs in my building
Yes, you can.
for 3 minutes?
If there are enough, yes.
So just go straight up to the
And
4th
you're
floor back there?
in that instance, your goal would be to get up as quickly as you can.
Okay.
So you're not just going to walk up the stairs. You're going to kind of try to run up the stairs
Oh.
and then just make your way back down
Yeah,
inside
and try
of
not
60
to
seconds.
die.
Yeah.
The goal is to get up the stairs and not die.
I mean, actually, quite the contrary. You want to get as close to it as you can. Like that's kind of.
You want to
the
get
goal.
as close to death?
Yeah.
That's the
That's
thing
kind
too.
of
So
the
when
goal.
I work out, right, I feel like when I'm getting like out of breath and I'm like, I can't catch my breath, I'm like, I'm gonna die. I have to stop now.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
No, but like
Right there.
Right there, when you stop.
That's what
That's
you
It's
it.
only
you're not,
yeah.
like you're not like feeling tired or nothing like that.
Because Stairmaster and elliptical, I stay away from them like
This
like as if I'm like I don't know what.
the stair mill is a really good apparatus. Again, like the 3 minutes on, 1 minute off, that'll get you going. Like you'll notice that inside of 2 weeks, easy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
like inside of 2 weeks, you just
How
keep
many
going
times I can go
upstairs
up
and
the
just
stairs?
twice a week.
And 60 and like how many times I can go up the stairs and how long? Like 3 minutes? And like well, is it 3 minutes? Like
Well, if you're doing it inside of a
times?
building per se,
Yeah.
then you just run to the top as
Okay.
fast as you can, and then you work your way back down.
Now, if you live on got like 20, 24, now
do it.
just do like
Don't
what,
do
the, like the fourth
You go
floor,
as far
fifth
as-
floor,
You go as far as you can,
and
and then
okay,
you take the elevator back down,
okay,
and then you do it again.
okay. Because they were like, I was watching tea time and I died on the 20th floor.
No. Well, here's
Like,
the
should've
thing.
went
The
downstairs
reason
after.
that you're doing that is you're trying to generate an interval style program, and you're also trying to force your body to understand it only has 60 seconds to get it together. Right.
Mm.
Once you get to that place where when you do it the first time, you'll find that the 60 seconds is like just barely enough. You'll do the second time, you're still a little winded after the 60 seconds. You try for a third time. It's hard, the set, and then the recovery just takes an eternity. And you can just kind of stop there if that's what works for you. and then just do it again another day, and just kind of try to develop how many rounds you're able to do to kind of build your own stamina. And it's measurable. It's not really measurable. Yeah, it's measurable. It's very much measurable in that you're able to do more rounds as time goes
As
on.
time goes on.
Yeah.
Kind of like
and
that.
It's very fast. It's very fast, it turns out.
Like they do that, what is it, high intensity
Yeah, that's
interval
basically
training,
what it is.
which I like that, like where you just kind of go really hard and then you slow down for like a brief period and you
Right.
go really hard because it just kind of like, it makes me feel like I'm doing something.
So that's something like the spin cycle class that I did. Soul cycle.
Right.
Yes.
So,
And for those of you all just tuning in,
yeah.
we are talking fitness. This is Irvin.
Yes.
He is a personal trainer, and we are talking
Fitness.
fit.
Getting your sexy back.
Yes.
Tiffany's had a baby.
She got that
She gotta
snapback.
get that snapback. Yes.
I mean,
I'm about to turn 40, y'all. Oh my God.
I'm that. I just want to lose. my
I just
stomach.
need to get. I kept saying I need to get fit by 40, and it didn't happen. But listen, it happened. No, but I lost 9 pounds.
Hey.
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. So it made me feel like, okay, I'm gonna keep trying. You know, once you do a little bit of like, you see something happening, you're like,
Right.
all right, I feel bad.
Is
about
it
my life.
hard for older women to lose weight?
Hold on, wait.
I heard it.
I'm older.
I'm
Yeah.
You said you 40.
Y'all see that bus again? No, keep
Under
going.
the bus.
You
Under the
said
bus
it.
again.
It's like
Under the bus again.
For
I
us
say I'm turning old.
older
Oh.
women.
Okay. So after 35, 40, is it harder to lose weight?
It appears so. Like yes and no. Yes and no.
Like, look, you know what that means? White Castle.
So-
And forget
Here's
Why
the
not?
deal. Here's what I've observed up until this point. The people that have been doing this
Yeah.
like for the decades up until like 35, 40 and have built habits around that will have a much easier time when they hit their 40s and 50s.
Mhm.
You know, like first of all, it's already a structure that is going to be hard to deteriorate, but easy to maintain. And if it's a thing that you're just now getting into, you have a ton of habits that you built up until this point
Oh,
that
The White
don't
Castle.
help your desires at
It's
all.
hard to get away.
Yeah. So like, you know, so what happens for these, you know, for basically everybody who's not elite athletes and like, you know, that kind of thing, is that you got to start in here. Like there's a long list of habits that you have to kind of develop for yourself to really, you know, make
I
make
think
this
that's what
fitness quest work
stops
for you.
you, your mind.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Because
I
you're
think
used to
that-
certain kinds of things, and like, you know, why should I go to the gym when my house is right there? It's literally closer. I'll get to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, and with that, you start at a little bit of time. You pick a thing, you know, like make the choice. Act in spite of discomfort. I know the house is right there, the gym is right there.
I aha moment right there, guys.
Yes.
Act in spite of discomfort.
Yes.
That's very good, Irvin, because I think, like I saw a viewer said, and you get off the bus. So getting off the bus maybe 4 stops before and walking.
Right.
Yes. Mhm.
And it's making yourself do something that you don't normally want to do.
But you gotta get home.
Yeah.
You gotta get home and you'll get there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I was taking the
That's
bus a
true.
lot to work, and because I want the bus to drop me literally right off in front of my job. But the bus was taking a little longer. But the train, I'd have to go up these 2 doggone flights I didn't want to, and then walk 4 blocks down. I take the train now because I have to make myself do that.
And this is not a thrown on the bus moment, but sometimes I tell Tanya to go with me places, and I don't tell her how far it is. I said, "Come on, we could walk this."
Guys,
It's right there.
No, because you're
I
walking.
went.
Not
I went to
No.
my son's school, and I said, "Come walk with me."
No,
It's
no,
only a
no.
couple of blocks.
For clarity, I want
Please
to say,
clarify.
she
Please
was like,
clarify.
when Lonnie invited Tanya to go with her yesterday,
I was
I gave
warned.
her the eye, like,
Correct,
girl,
It's a trap.
it's a trap. I know how this works. She doesn't make you walk
My sister doesn't take transportation anywhere.
anywhere.
She walks everywhere she goes. Anyone
Why
who
not?
lives in your area, if I told you
There's
the
not a place
places, you think, what? From like East New York to here. Or, I mean, she
Well,
walks.
It's not bad.
No,
You see?
From East New York to Flatbush is like,
See?
it's ignorant.
from the
That's
King
from one
Plaza
side
Mall
to another
to
side.
here. She walks
That's not bad.
everywhere
from
she
downtown.
goes.
So yeah.
That's not
On the
bad.
night-
I'm saying, yeah, we
Yesterday-
need Flatbush. So if you know, like, if you know
Oh,
the
yes,
right.
no, sorry.
like depth of
It's
space
very
in Brooklyn,
long.
she walks
Downtown
everywhere.
to Flatbush is not bad.
Everywhere.
Downtown there.
It's still not
Anywhere.
bad. Either way.
Like
Decaf.
decal?
Yes.
Yeah, it's still not bad.
That's a straight shot.
Yeah.
Oh my God. It's not.
No.
I'm taking a train from Church Avenue.
Yeah.
So, and it's just, which is literally
Oh my
like
God.
one stop. Like,
Yes.
I mean, I'm
Literally.
But she's yesterday she
Where is the
tricked me,
train?
and she's like, "We're gonna be there in a minute." And every block we got to, she goes, "It's the next block." And then after a while, it
You
was
shouldn't
so
trust her
hot.
ever again.
in New York. Yesterday was
I
so
gave
hot.
you the eye.
Was she asking, are we there yet?
No,
Yes,
you know what?
she was
Yesterday
like,
was very
"Where's the train?"
humid.
I
It's
said,
very humid
I said, we're
yesterday.
coming on the train. You're lying. We're not here yet. I'm
Shauna,
like,
it was very humid yesterday. So
Yeah.
I got to the point where I got aggravated. I'm not breathing properly because it's hot.
yeah.
And she kept saying next block, next block. I was like, where is the train?
Yeah. And I'm like, it's coming.
She and I was over going to get pedicures yesterday, and
I
she
was
said,
like, no.
she called me, she goes, forget it, I'm not going again. Lonnie made me walk too far. I was like, I told you. I
so
was
on
one
the
step.
positive side, Irvin, I was saying, thank you. You know, look at the calories you're losing. Look at the pounds
What?
you're gonna lose. She was like, I don't care. I
Don't
don't
do
care.
me no favor. Don't do me no favor.
I warned you.
That's fine. I'm good. Never, never.
You could have went with me,
No,
and we could have got
okay.
nuggets.
Nuggets in the pedicure. Nuggets in the pedicure.
No,
Hang with the chunk with the 2 weeks postpartum chunky one. Right? Like,
Building the habits, though, that part is
Yes.
definitely important. You got to do that.
I definitely feel
Otherwise,
I was in a habit of
Hard.
working out. I lost a ton of weight at one point, and then after I was like, oh well, you know what? I'm good for a little bit. I stopped
But that's what she
for
said.
the holidays.
That's what she said.
And it never happened
do you
again.
believe in cheat days?
yes, you have to have balance.
See, that's good to say because most
Okay.
people say you can't have that.
But
Oh,
what's
it's
a
not
cheat?
realistic.
What's
your
is a
cheat
cheat
day?
day?
Like specifically the day.
No,
Like the
meaning
whole
like,
day, are you cheating? Or you
or
cheating
you just like
for
one meal.
Legitimately, it's supposed to be one meal.
Oh,
Yeah.
see, this is
Okay.
different. This
Ah.
is my day. I'm talking about a whole day.
But cheat day
I'm
is
talking
a
about we
weekend.
playing in this house. I'm talking about
No, I hear
in
you.
the morning. I get French toast. I get some
No.
bacon.
Oh, no.
Listen,
Like I'm
it's
in this
legitimately
house.
supposed to be one meal. If you decide to do the whole day, whatever, just understand what you've done and like how this is gonna roll into the
Understand how
next
this
week.
affect your body.
Yeah. And I mean, like, in the grand scheme of this thing, like, just dig on the fact that this is 6 days of you doing the things you're supposed to do. One day you doing whatever the hell you want to do, and then you back to doing 6 days of what you're supposed to do. That one day is not gonna like offset you in some crippling way. It's just not. If you can keep the damage to a minimum, good. But like even then, like that's another thing where you get to make your practice. You know, start yourself off with a whole damn cheat day. Do it, and then just try to limit that.
Just trying to look at each other like,
Yeah.
girl,
We can do this.
It's weird. Like for the competitions I've seen with people who are trying to lose weight, they've eventually hit that point where they would have the whole cheat day, but that over time it would just become a cheat meal because when they look at it, this thing and just like, but I spent Monday through Friday doing all this shit.
And you
I
don't
don't
want
want
to
to mess
ruin
that
it.
up.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I'm not doing that. Please.
Yeah, yeah.
Let me get the salad. And like
Like
people
it's-
make the choice because like out of guilt for having done all of this extra work.
Yeah.
I don't want to mess it up,
Ruin
so you just
that.
don't.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
And
I'm
that
like a
one
fake
hamburger is
vegan.
not going to mess the 6
But then when I
days
see
up.
the hamburger, I gotta eat it. So I'm not really a vegan.
So, okay, so at home, I'm trying to do some stuff at home with my husband. We're trying to, do it together. But like I said, I never know what to do. Like I never know where to go to find these workouts. I went and bought a whole lot of equipment. Now I'm like, what do we do with this equipment?
You bought the equipment?
I bought, because
He ain't coming to show
That's always start.
what?
no,
No,
look at you, Bob.
Like always.
Wait,
I don't mean
bands.
like I bought like the bands and I bought like weights and I bought the weight ball.
Okay.
So then so what do we do with
Do
these?
you
Like
know
how do I
to
start
use
that?
any of it?
No.
No, but he needs to. Him and I are trying to do it at home to start, him off slowly. So then, what do I do with this?
I feel like we
I go on TV on my YouTube. I'm like, okay,
people
anybody,
buy
anybody?
things like that because it looks good. It's just
Yeah.
like, it's just like
Like
you.
joining the gym.
It's just like you say you're gonna join the gym
I
and you spend
get
more
to it.
time shopping on
All right.
clothes.
No,
than
Yeah,
or
Okay.
sports bras.
No, right?
So like, where do you go to when you now you have this stuff? Where do you go to learn how to use it?
First thing, that's
Yeah.
the funniest thing in the world. I never get tired of making house calls
Yeah.
and observing your coat rack look suspiciously like a treadmill because it is. So that actually does make my life easier when I show up and you've bought all this stuff and it's just sitting there. It's like, oh, I'm in my own tiny little gym. I got toys that are messed up now. Things are about to happen.
Mhm.
So first step, look at I'm sure there's a YouTube video for all of the things that you've purchased and like find them, watch them, figure out how this apparatus works. That's your first step. Once you've done that, pick like maybe 3 of them and just like do the 3 things. Like if it can give you, if it's a thing where you can do it in repetitions, try for something that you can do for maybe 15 or 20 of.
Yeah.
Pick like maybe 3 or 4 of them, 5 at the very most.
Right.
And it has to be something that's like easy to transition with. And by that I mean you don't have to like take it apart and then rebuild it into something else to do the next thing.
Okay.
So you would, if you have 5 separate pieces of equipment, you should be able to just move to it. And then just do like 15 to each. Give yourself like a minute break, and then do it again.
Okay.
And try to go for like 3 rounds. And if you're feeling gully, you go for a 4th. And if you're doing this correctly, your lungs and heart should probably hate you, and you should feel your heartbeat in your neck.
Yeah.
And then you do it again.
Okay.
And then after you get to the 3rd round, there should be like sweat all over the place, shirts a wreck. You did the damn thing in your house.
All right,
Okay.
honey,
Okay.
honey, you hear this? All right, all right, I'll work it out.
What advice would you give like me? Like right now, I'm not trying to work out right now until I'm cleared and healed, whatever. But what would you give advice as far as like new moms trying to
Get back in.
get
Get
back,
they snap back.
Snap it.
get my snap back? I mean, y'all clearly remember I got this ring, so I guess we can have a wedding. I'm gonna have to like,
We all gotta get.
right. Oh, you
Yeah.
need to get it together.
we gotta get it together. We got a whole thing.
yeah.
to do here.
Until you're cleared, my suggestion would be to follow her to the ends of the earth, for starters.
Walk.
Get all that
Yes, we can walk.
walking. And
Come with me to the studio.
and start working on your food.
Mm.
That's 70% of this game. You can do all kinds of exciting shit, but if you eat like trash, at best you'll gain abilities to do things, but structurally you will not change.
I think that's bad.
That's
Yeah.
my main.
Because right now, I mean, with a 2-week-old, I eat once a day, and it's kind of like when I remember to eat. And for the past 2 weeks, I think I've been on a diet of nuggets and fries.
You know how
Because that's quick. So that's like, someone quick, bring me nuggets so I can eat like while he's asleep.
you know how they do the video sometimes, like if you are eating the nuggets for your baby and blah blah, stop doing that. So that's definitely a big time mommy don't do that. Don't finish the baby's food. Throw it away. If the baby don't finish it,
No, like, these are my own nuggets. Just while he's sleeping,
So-
like, I just need like something. I just need something quick to eat. Like,
But I guess
Well,
meal
this-
prep.
yeah,
Meal prep,
a little bit of meal
yes.
prep would definitely go a long way, and that's again on the list of habits that you're gonna have to build for yourself to get where you're going.
If people in my house would stop eating my meal prep.
Listen, you put that in a container, like lose it. In the back of the
And
fridge
then
or
I see the
something,
container in the sink.
and just start. And it'll take time. It'll take time to really get good with that. And don't feel too bad, in that process. Like, if something comes to mind, like eat that, and then also try to offset it.
Yeah.
Like mostly try to offset it, and eventually it will build itself into into just eating better generally. So once you can get that part straightened out, couple with following her wherever she go, yeah.
Want to walk the queen something tomorrow?
absolutely.
Ain't nobody walking the queen.
If I can find a
Anyway.
way, I can do it.
Y'all.
Girl,
I
bye.
need to break her internet.
Yeah.
Tanya and I have a bad habit of watching 600 Pound Life while we're eating. I don't think
It makes me feel
it
skinny.
doesn't help. It doesn't help. That's a
And I watch those people. I'm like, I'm good.
This is a
Yeah, but then you keep eating the burger.
I know I don't like that.
I don't know, right?
skinny.
Like, I don't know if that helps
Yeah,
or hurts, but like I feel like I eat the best of watching those shows.
They
I'm
be
like, oh
eating-
my god, she's so big.
I don't think that's what they were shooting for.
No, exactly.
All I can think of is like, I'm like, I
Make
can't
you
eat
feel
the
better.
this food. Like, I'm not bust
I think
out.
you're supposed to look and don't want like
No, when they look at that scale, they like they 600. I'm like, I'm doing good. I'm nowhere near that. They trying to get to my side.
Right? No.
Okay,
No, I tell you what, it's honestly been my opinion that like your weight is not the biggest issue here. You know, and this is a conversation I've had with a lot of people up until this point in time, and I have to ask the question: it's like, are you trying to lose weight, or are you trying to occupy less space? Yeah, like one does not necessarily require the other. You can occupy less space and still weigh what you weigh.
Yeah.
What's the lady named Anawa, the Nigerian powerhouse or what have you? She's like 5'10", 200 something pounds. But curvy as all hell. Like, to take a look at her, you wouldn't notice it at all. You wouldn't think that she's like over 200 pounds. So like functionality of your body is extremely important.
Okay, I have a question.
Yes.
Since you said that, how do I get rid of this belly? Because I don't care about my weight too much. I just want to be more proportionate. Like, I don't want this gut.
Watch what you put in it.
Oh,
okay.
Oh, they go to bus again.
right.
Whoa.
My bus that came back around. Huh?
How do you get rid of your belly? Watch what you put in it. Watch it. And it's true. It's true. It's true. We all got to hold each other accountable. Guys, we got to do that.
Can't be secretly eating. I do it all the time.
Wow.
It takes time, man. Like, you gotta get it in here. And once you get that, you're good to go.
Now, I know that Irwin and you guys were saying as far as a good thing to do is classes.
Yeah.
We got to get into Shauna with this. Shauna did something that I've been wanting to do, and I'm glad she tried it out before and so I know not to do it now. Shauna,
Actually,
I'm going to do it.
To be honest, I love SoulCycle.
Shauna, tell us about SoulCycle.
I love
like
SoulCycle.
SoulCycle. I'm sorry. I can't be on nobody bike.
I love SoulCycle.
I don't like that. But go ahead.
Now, it is not the easiest thing to do. I did feel like I was gonna die about 15 minutes in. Like, I felt like I was legit going to pass out. The problem that I had when I was on the bike is that you're stuck in the bike,
Yeah.
like on the pedals. So my legs gave out, but I was still there. So I had to keep that.
Like, you're still pedaling?
I had to. Because the thing was moving, so I just kept pedaling. But I was
It
like,
moved by itself?
no, it does not move by itself. But because you're going so fast,
You can't
it's
stop
still
it.
going.
Yeah.
Oh.
And you're attached to it.
You're attached to it.
We're
So
all
it's not
like,
you go, and lay down, and then it's choreography. Like, don't think you're just on the bike. You're like, no, it's like up, put it in, up, down, up. Like, you are in there for the long haul.
Yeah.
Okay, you are in there
It
now.
sounds fun.
I have to say that the reason I like it
Yeah.
is because the results.
Yeah.
Like, I have back issues. I did not feel like that when my back was not hurting me. My limbs, I didn't feel like my whole body was on, just like I couldn't do nothing the next day.
Yeah. Oh, you felt good.
But I felt like I did something, but I didn't feel like I'm gonna need bed rest for the next day.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
But my heart after, like, I have to sit there in the lobby.
Breathe.
I really had to. And the lady was just looking at me like,
Focus on staying alive.
yes. I was doing a namaste. I had the namaste.
Wow.
I was really like, it is not for the faint of heart. Like 15 minutes in, I just like stopped. And the lady was like, come on, girls. I was like, no.
Like,
No. And then I was in the front because
Yeah.
I can't see. So I said, let me get the front bike. Everybody's behind me, and they were like seasoned, like skinny, like,
Yeah, of
home
course.
moms.
I'd be in the
And-
back.
Now I'm going to be in the
I
back
go to the back of
because I felt like everybody was like, what is she doing?
Why is she dying?
Why is she dying? What is wrong with her?
No, I never get tired of that. I never get tired of that. Yo.
Like,
Are you okay?
Like, I kept acting like I had to fix my clothes. That's why I was stopping.
Because they're
But
not-
no, it wasn't.
Yeah, I spent some time working at Lucille, and that's easily the funniest thing I've ever seen. First of all, there's a squad of women to each class.
Yeah.
Okay,
Right.
like there are people that only came to my classes, and there's the other ones that did only step. But the ones that did step, there's choreography. That's the first thing you gotta understand. So
Right.
like every now and again, there'll be like 3 people that just come in brand new, get the steps, just put it right there out front. I'm just like, oh shit. And so this is the disaster. So they're just like stepping over it. Everybody else behind them. It looks like a very well choreographed
Yes.
dance video, and you got these 3 in the front just messing
Messing with
up.
everybody.
I was that
I'm
person.
clearly one of the three.
But,
Like,
but what happened was, like, over time, like, the instructors had to tell us, like, listen, if you are just starting, if you have no idea what's going on, stay to the back.
It
Because
was-
what would happen
you
is the
can
people that
watch.
are watching them start doing
Are
the thing, and when they fall apart,
Yeah.
everybody else.
Oh,
falls apart.
that's why they were so mad. Cause I was looking at him like,
Oh, it's
They
better
was
for
gonna be
you to
like-
be in the back so you can watch.
So that you can-
season.
all I
Yeah.
can think of is like that episode of Martin where he was like, "Hey."
but the instructor was really good about it. Like she
Yeah.
was nice. Like after she came to me, I'm like, she's just trying to see if I'm alive.
Exactly. Exactly.
So what's the cost of Soul Cycle?
$35.
That's not bad.
$35 for a 45-minute class.
Yeah.
Your first one, you get the shoes for, it's like complimentary.
Oh yeah, with us.
Because it's stuck. How you think you stuck in the
Cookie
pedals?
under the-
It cooks you
Yeah,
under the pedals.
it's
like, it's like,
and then
yeah, and then you
Got
gotta
it called
click back it up. Yeah.
shaking into
So
the-
you can't move. Yeah. They were like, we know this is
You're
hard. Don't move.
Don't
No,
move. Yeah.
honestly, I thought about it after. If I was not stuck to it, I probably would have fell off the bike.
Yeah.
I probably
Oh.
would have.
I don't know if you've ever been scraped.
I thought you were
Yeah.
gonna say if you were stuck to
Yeah.
you would have left.
No, I probably would have did that too, because I didn't really know how to get out of it until I started seeing everybody else flip out. Because they do tell you, but you know, you're like, okay, thanks.
Yeah.
And you like, yeah, you all excited. So I really didn't listen. So I was like, a couple times like,
You go
okay.
to the one downtown?
Right here on Park Slope on Flatbush.
I would urge you guys to take a shot with the New Body Project. You might actually get a kick out of that.
Okay.
Like its predecessor, it is an all-women's gym.
Okay.
That's fine.
Yeah. And,
I know somebody who
and
has
presently,
that.
it has an all-female staff. I'm outside. So,
Okay.
but it has the same people and it's maintaining the same formula. And quite frankly, you want a squad of people that's just gonna be behind you and in the same boat as you. Like, that is it. And like, these girls get it in. Like, they really, really get it in. Like the last thing we did before they switched over, we wound up doing Rugged Maniac.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're familiar with that one, but it's an obstacle course race, kind of like Spartan race, but like lighter.
Mhm.
Actually, right over at Aviator, and it was just nice to watch how like everyone who had been training this entire time wasn't aware that this is what they were training for.
Mm.
Yeah.
So when they got there, they were able to do it just fine. Like, you know, and like that feels really
You're
good.
so
Oh, wow.
excited
So,
about like. He's
And
so
you know,
excited.
like, you make a lot of friends. They go out and party and stuff like that. They just had like a big thing for a couple of people's birthdays. So I mean, you want to try a place that will absolutely notice that you're there, and
Yeah.
when you're not there,
Like a family.
yeah, like that's your place to be.
And I like too is that like it's an all women's gym because I find that most women we go to the gym, especially when we know guys
Oh,
are there.
yeah, yeah.
We want to dress
With
up
makeup?
so
Yes,
cute.
we got
Oh my
tight.
God.
Right.
Oh, that hurts.
Like, we're not really working out hard. We don't want to sweat too bad.
Yeah.
No,
Like
no.
I try to purposely go to the gym and look ugly because I feel like if I'm looking ugly, I know you're not.
It don't matter. It doesn't
So
matter
I would
though.
work out for
It doesn't
myself.
matter.
Because most of the
Right.
guys are going for the girls anyway. Too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like it's hard for me.
It
to
doesn't
work
matter.
out.
Like, you want me to show you this machine? No, sir. I have no wig on and a head top for a reason.
But I feel like even if I'm trying to look ugly, I got a big butt. So here I am in like gym tights immediately in the Target. And I'm just like, it doesn't matter how
Doing
I
squats.
look.
You coming there doing squats?
Yeah,
huh?
They're like, oh, I spot you. I don't know.
It
I'm
doesn't matter.
good.
I'm good, sir.
It doesn't
I'm
matter.
good, sir. So I think that's good. As far as Soul Cycle is concerned, I'm worried as far as like a big girl sitting on these little bikes.
They have extra cushions.
Okay.
They have extra cushions for your extra pushing.
Gotcha.
And so I didn't even have to ask for it. She was like, let me just put this on here for you.
She's like, I knew you needed it.
Thank you. Thank you,
Dang.
sis.
Exactly.
So there it
Yeah.
is.
So, but it's
Try it
still,
out.
honestly, if you just started, because I talked to one of the girls after, she was like, your butt hurts. I was like, it does. But you have to get used to the seat.
Let's see.
You have to know where you can sit, where it feels right, where it doesn't feel right, and you just have to get used to the machinery. That's it.
I just gave birth. I don't think I should try this right now.
No,
No, not right now.
Not right now.
Not
No, I don't think
right
right now.
now. You got to get cleared a couple months after the
Yeah,
clearance.
this is no good for me at all right
Just,
now.
just follow her to the ends of
Yeah,
your
yeah.
Bring your water.
I'll stick with Lonnie for a minute.
Well,
I think-
no bad.
I think the one other thing that folks want to keep in mind, especially if you're like getting started, 35 and 40, like you probably have aches and like a few pains here and
a lot of
there.
pain.
Yes.
So what I honestly do suggest is if you have insurance, you need to find yourself a physical therapist, like immediately. You mentioned before that your back stopped hurting, right?
Yeah.
And like for me, that kind of clicks that whatever it is that you're doing elsewhere, you might be sitting for extended periods of time,
Yeah.
and that will cause your back to hurt. Long list of reasons. Bottom line, you started using your ass more.
Oh.
And so it counteracts the sitting down, basically. So, the short version is that there was a muscular imbalance at work, and you more or less corrected it by using the muscle and forcing it to kind of straighten you back up. And like that's a long series of like potential pains and injuries. Like my knees are bad. Like, maybe not. Like maybe you have a knot or two in your like thigh somewhere.
I said my knees are bad.
And it might not be. It might, it might be something about the muscles
They've
that's
been
like
bad.
pulling it in a way that's unnatural to it, and it's subtle, so it just hurts the joint.
And
You know?
my butt is high. But
Reasons,
I don't know if that's a
but
real
like still,
reason.
the
Is that a real reason?
point is that you want to find yourself like a one-on-one session with a physical therapist if you are aware of aches that are just there for no apparent reason, and find out what that's made of. You know,
Makes sense.
like,
That makes
I
sense.
have
My back
one
be
guy
on
that I go
fire.
to all the
Is
time
that not a
who's
real
like
reason
really
for my
good
butt
at
to go back
really
there?
good
No.
like downtown
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah.
Rich Sinister.
Okay.
His place is called Movolution PT.
I hate you.
And like the man does good work. Like if it hurts and he can find out what the problem is, he can help you sort it out. That way when you start on your fitness journey, you don't just like fall apart right away.
Yeah.
Or if you start your fitness journey and find things hurt, you go find out why.
Right.
So find your physical therapist.
Yeah.
We'll put all these like this information in the
On the page.
on our page
Yes.
for you for the physical therapist. Before we stop, Irvin, where can we find you? Where can people find you if you are in the Brooklyn, New York area?
I have a Facebook page, Level Up Fitness.
Level Up
Facebook
Fitness?
page,
Uh-huh.
Level Up Fitness. Just Gmail. You could just email me direct. That also
Level Up.
works.
That's hot. You better
Yeah,
use
Level
that.
Up Fitness.
Level Up Fitness.
You just fire your email there or look for it on Facebook. I'm easy to find.
Okay.
All right through there. I work solely in Brooklyn, so if you're beyond that, sorry. I'm not going over there.
Walk
It's
over
fine.
there.
I will walk. Ronnie will walk the queen, so walk me back.
But yeah, that's about the size of it. Just email me, Facebook,
Okay.
and I'll hit you back.
We'll put all
Great.
Irvin's information on the page.
Yes.
Irvin, we thank you so much for coming tonight and helping us, learn how to
Yes.
get our body right.
Get our body right.
Thank you so much.
Everybody took tips to get that one.
Right. And
Yes,
I'm really gonna
you're actually gonna do them.
correct.
Yes.
I am.
Who said I was so gonna use it?
Because you gave me that look. Like, she's like, no more White Castles.
We can still have our cheat days together.
Right, before we go, so we
Seems
always do a
fabulous.
throwback Thursday topic. So our throwback Thursday today is throwback songs when you were younger that you had no business singing.
Man, so many.
Pony?
Pretty much all of the
Correct.
R&B songs.
Okay.
Pretty much, yeah.
Only by
Yeah.
Genuine, not when we were younger. Like
Absolutely.
we didn't know what we were talking about, but
No.
that was like, ew.
What was yours?
Riding.
12 played by R. Kelly.
Yeah, absolutely.
I shouldn't have
Yeah,
been singing that at my age. I shouldn't have sung it. Like it was
Oh,
wrong.
Solo. Where do you want me to put it?
Oh!
That's a
Yeah, that's a good one.
Really?
And it's like,
Wow.
and we were so young and dumb, and we were singing it loud.
Oh, word. I had that
Do you
whole-
want me to put it?
Yeah. How about the Isley Brothers in between the sheets?
Oh
Yes.
And
And
it
that
was
Not so
so
bad. That was something to the
heard it.
imagination.
Yeah, but
It's
when
like
you
a
were little.
Yeah, where do you want
Yeah.
me to put it? Do you want me to get it right?
Yeah, like that.
What should I do with it?
What should I
No,
do?
we're very clear what it is we're talking about.
I'm like an old soul, so I listen to tons of old music. And I now realize that the Mary Jane Girls all night long, I should not have known.
No, because it got wrong too.
As an adult, I'm like, I think I was singing that. Like,
How about Tonight is the Night?
By Betty Wright, that you make me a woman.
Oh, see, I didn't even think about that. I didn't even think about
You said you'd be gentle with me,
Exactly.
but I just can't stay still.
Was it-
My mom, when I was younger, I remember singing a song on the way to my grandmother's house, and she was like, "What do you know about this?" I go, "What?"
What?
No,
Well,
I'm not like the song.
Daddy's playing on the radio. I don't know.
much
I
like
like the song.
Call Me Bad, I Want to Sex You Up.
Yes.
Credit.
The
title
the
is
word
so
right
bad.
there. Yeah.
But you don't even
But like-
think about it. You didn't.
You can't not. Don't say it.
Our viewers are chime in. So
Yes.
Juicy.
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 If you listen to the words currently, you know Juicy's not
Yes.
so great.
Who
A
did that
viewer.
song? Shake Your Pants. Is that Cameo?
Check your
What?
pants.
Shake Your Pants. I like the way you dance.
You should have listened to him anyway because that red thing was
Yeah.
very,
very distracting.
Very
It made you look
distracting.
right there, like right where
right
his
when the red part was like,
Our viewer Elaine says, "Do me."
"Do Me"
Do
by
Me,
Melissa
Do Me.
Morrison.
Yes.
That's my karaoke song that I'm a singer.
anything by Prince. You're correct.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
anything.
Chanel.
And most of the stuff by Rick James.
Yes.
Oh
Okay.
yes.
Because Give It To Me, Baby, we should not be singing at all.
What?
Chanel says Freak Like Me by Gina Howard.
Yeah.
Everybody's song.
That was direct. That was straightforward.
That was it.
That was everybody's song for
Who
a
sang the
good
song?
minute.
What was Jodeci? Every freaking day.
Every freaking.
freaking you. Like we were really singing these songs. Like
Yeah.
what?
What's,
too.
oh my God, what's the Silk song? Oh my God. Freak is in the title. I know that.
Freaking in the night.
Oh, what is it? I want to get freaky with you.
Yeah.
Freak me, baby.
Yeah.
It's like,
Oh,
let,
yeah.
let me lick you up and
Let me lick
down.
you up and down.
Oh.
Until you say
Now,
stop.
we
Yes,
can't-
sir. We got
we
to do
can't-
that.
You
Stop.
can't forget Kaya.
Oh, my neck,
Oh,
my
like
back.
that.
And I did.
Whoa.
And I sung that song.
No,
I
true
sang the heck out
story.
of that song.
True story. I was wandering the streets of Manhattan on lunch, and there was kids, like a field trip.
Yeah.
I just heard it, just children singing the song from around the corner. I'm like, this can't be happening. This can't be happening. It's like
What's that?
18 kids in
Ew.
2 straight lines being led by an adult. Just let them sing the song out loud.
That's the thing.
Listen, for the adult,
Wow.
they were singing something and it was in line.
Yeah.
So that's what they're. That's
And
what
yeah,
they're.
I think that's what,
Just from another teacher to another.
Yeah.
I don't
Don't
listen.
teach my baby that song.
I ain't teaching it to you, but if you know it and you in line,
Just go
it's
ahead.
on, baby.
No,
Let's
it's
go.
Okay.
No.
I didn't
feel
teach
like-
it.
I think that's most adults. I think that as kids, we didn't know what those words meant. We were
Right.
just singing songs, so we didn't really know what those words meant. But like the adults were just thinking like, you should like they just want to be quiet in the car,
Yeah.
so just let us sing it. But
Yeah,
we
but
probably
no.
shouldn't be singing.
And then to correct would be like, well, why?
Yeah,
Now
why?
I know why.
Now that's a whole
Oh, yeah.
discussion.
Call Me Bad, I
Yeah.
feel like we definitely knew was wrong.
Yeah.
But I used to find myself censoring myself and be like, I want
Wanna you up?
Because I knew
Yeah,
that sex was
yeah.
kind of what I should have been saying. Like, so,
Yeah.
yeah. And Pony,
Pony.
he definitely should have been saying
Don't
that.
own it.
My pony.
Mm,
It took me a long time to be like, that ain't right.
that's
Like,
correct.
I was like, no, I mean, I was really, listen, I have 2 brothers. So to be honest with you, I heard all this from them and I was like,
Everything about that song was
Yeah,
just
but I was
incorrect.
like, I'm really musical, like just the music. And then I started listening to the words
Yeah.
after I
I
listened
like
to the
that,
music
yeah.
for quite a
That
while.
sound was a dead giveaway.
Right?
Come on.
Right.
I should have like,
Yeah.
but I ain't know nothing about the, I ain't know about the stink sound. I was just like, ooh, that organ sound good.
I don't know.
No,
I think the kids now, the kids now have songs they sing. But I think they know what these things mean.
But
Like,
I don't think it's,
It's
not
not
that
sexual.
bad.
They
But their
just-
songs are not
Really?
sexual.
They're
Yeah.
right.
It's mostly disrespectful.
Yeah.
For women.
Yeah.
But it's not sexual.
their
Derogatory.
songs are like suicidal.
Our songs,
Yeah.
our songs about love
Yeah.
and making love and like
Right.
They like sitting in their room about to kill themselves. Like they're
Right.
real
That's what
sad
their
and,
songs are
like,
more about.
yeah,
Yeah.
Maybe, you know,
And
kill a bunch of
ours.
people.
yeah.
Yes, and for those who didn't know that, thank you, Elaine, for pointing that out, that they recently said the Electric Slide was a song about a vibrator.
No.
Yeah, I
Yes,
heard that.
I heard that
I didn't
too.
bother to read the
They
article.
said that the
I
Electric
saw it, I
Slide.
kept it moving.
He was like, no, I don't
Okay.
want to take.
I don't even care.
I don't care if they're gonna do
I don't care.
Exactly.
I'm doing it.
I'm not even-
Everybody's
I
wedding.
was like,
Everybody's
yeah.
wedding.
I mean, you can't feel it. You gotta feel it.
It's electric. Oh.
Yeah. Like you gotta literally, once I sung it, now it messed with
Right.
Yeah.
You made it down.
And there went your childhood.
It
Yes.
kind of ruined it for me.
Yes.
So now you go to
Oh
a wedding.
my
As the lady
God.
said, look, and when you learned that you were today years old.
Yes.
And we just learned that the slide in.
You ruined it. You ruined it.
And my grandfather, let me tell you, hated that song. He hated when we did it, and
Maybe
maybe
he
that's what I'm saying. Like, maybe
he heard the words. He was like,
Every time I got up, and I was like, hey, it's like, and he's like, I'm leaving.
exactly.
I didn't know.
No.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
Glass broke in my head.
Yes.
All right.
Really?
Never slide again.
Now I'm sliding, but now I just know when I'm sliding. So.
Oh my God.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
wow.
Well, guys, we want to thank you for
That's like mind blowing.
She wrote it. She wrote it. Guys, you get that. What's keep singing in your head? You're like, dang.
Yeah.
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 Well, we want to thank you guys for joining us tonight
Yes, on
for
our
our season
Premiere
two
of
of
Two.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I had fun. I had fun.
Yes.
And thank you so much,
Yes.
Irvin, for being our first ever guest.
Ever.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much. Guys, we will see you next Thursday
Yes.
at 8 o'clock.
8
8
p.m.
p.m.
Right
Yes.
here. Same place,
Right here.
same time.
Same place, same
Same
time.
shenanigans.
Have a great night.
All right.
Bye, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, fun. Thank you. Oh my God.
Oh, really?
I don't know what I'm doing.
That's how it is. That's how it is.
We always have the little quirky.
We always have the little